Hello and welcome back to Newsroom Nigeria. It's me here again as always. My name is Temilola. Today we are doing something a little bit different. We are walking through what's happening now that Mrs. May Agbamuche-Mbu has stepped in as acting chair of Inec. What she faces, what can go right or left, and what we all should keep an eye on. Let me start by saying this is not just a routine change of guard. The timing is very delicate. Elections loom, expectations are high, and INEC has had its share of credibility battles. So having a new acting headswoman at this stage matters a lot. If you have not subscribed to this channel, this is a chance for you to like this video, leave your opinions in the comment section below. I don't want to balabo a resume. You can read that online or anywhere else. But just enough to frame what she brings and where she might be limited. Mrs. Agbamuche-Mbu originally from Delta State, but was born and schooled in Kano State. She has that cross-regional exposure, which many see as beneficiary in Nigeria's political mix. She studied law at the University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University, called to bar in 1985. Then she furthered her studies in London. She qualified as a solicitor of the Supreme Court of England and Wales, and an LLM in commercial and corporate law, and also has credentials in dispute resolution and international business law. Before her INEC appointment, she was a practicing lawyer, managing partner at Norfolk Partners, and also wrote extensively, that is legal columns. INEC role, she became a national commissioner in 2016, was reappointed in 2021, and by longevity is now the senior member inside. Importantly, she leads INEC's Legal Services, Clearance and Complaints Committee, LSCCC, a powerful unit, especially in election sessions. She's a legalist. She will be comfortable in courtroom battles, in rules, compliance, vetting, and dispute resolution. She is not, so far as we know, a flashy political operator. Her strengths may lie more in steadying the ship than in bold showmanship, but that also means she may lack the political muscle or swagger needed to handle extreme pressure in very heated electoral contests. So that's our baseline. We need to understand the political and institutional dynamics behind a stepping down. Professor Mahmood Yakubu, after serving about 10 years as INEC chair, has now gone on terminal leave. The internal rule and constitutional provision is that one of the senior national commissioners steps in to act pending the appointment of a substantive chair. So her appointment is hardly radical. It is procedural, but the moment is heavy. She takes over when expectations and tensions are high. Also, political watchers are already eyeing who the substantive chair might be. She may be caretaker now, not permanent. For her, that's a double bind, expected to deliver, but with perhaps limited mandate or authority. So she's stepping into shoes of a long-serving chair and must manage the transition seamlessly. That's not a small feat. Before we talk about her struggles or challenges, let's map what she inherits, both assets and traps. Number one, institutional continuity. Because she's from inside INEC, She understands the gears, the culture, the weak points. That helps in avoiding shocks or missteps. She already leads the LSCCC, so she has a role in one of the central committees. That gives her legitimacy internally. Many of the innovations Yakubu pushed, digitization, deployment of technology, updating registration, internal systems, are halfway there. She doesn't have to reinvent the wheel. She can consolidate or tweak rather than start from zero. Low profile equal less target. Because she's a big political figure, she enters with fewer fireworks. That may buy her some margin to maneuver quietly. Despite all of these, there are some traps that she has inherited and challenges as well. Number one, expectations and skepticism. Many will watch her skeptically. Can an acting chair push real change? Will she be Armstrong? Any misstep will be magnified, and critics will argue she lacks mandate. Political pressure and interference. In Nigeria, electoral bodies often face intense pressure from ruling parties, opposition, governors, local power brokers. How she resists or yield will define her legacy. Litigation load. Every controversial decision, candidate disqualifications, party primaries, result declarations can go to court. Our legal background helps, but the sheer volume is overwhelming. Resource constraints and logistic complexity. Elections in Nigeria are massive logistical undertakings, ballots, machines, accreditation delays, personnel, security. She must ensure everything is ready with tight time window. Any delay or breakdown is politically toxic. Internal coordination and buy-in. Commissioners, recs, that is resident electoral commissioners in states, field officers, they all must be on her side. Any internal dissent could sabotage efforts. So she inherits both a working but imperfect machine and many boiling tensions. Now let's get deeper. What will be her added pass? What fights must she pick? And where might she be forced to compromise? Think of these as a checklist of landmines. Authority and mandate limitation. In an acting capacity. Some stakeholders will argue she can't make sweeping reforms or changes. They may resist any bold moves as overreach. She will have to decide, do I make incremental steps or push boldly and risk blowback? Candidate clearance and vetting disputes. Political parties' internal primaries often produce disputes, litigations, and surprises. Inec must clear or disqualify candidates. Pressure will come from powerful parties, governors, and political actors to let certain candidates through or block others. She might balance fairness, law, and political realities. Managing the media perception and communication. Every rumor or allegation, Inec bias, delayed results, manipulation will need quick, clear responses. She will need a robust communication strategy, media openness, transparency, and messaging discipline. Logistics and operational risk. Even a single state with disrupted ballot delivery or failed accreditation machines can become national scandal. Procurement, vendor integrity, deployment, security leaks, all these are fragile steps needing oversight. Court challenges and reversals. Suppose Inec disqualifies a popular candidate or rejects results, courts may overturn. That undermines both our authority and public trust. She needs a solid in-house legal team, anticipatory legal strategies and contingency planning. Political interference and external lobbying. Politicians or party bigwigs may try to negotiate or pressure decisions behind the scenes. She may resist undue influence or be seen as a puppet. Some decisions must look and be independent, not just appear so. Funding and resource allocation. Inec must often work within tight federal budgets. If funds are delayed or insufficient, even the best plans can fail. She must have to negotiate with the presidency, legislature, or budget offices for allocations or reallocation internally. Internal cohesion and morale. Field staff, rec offices, departmental heads, she needs their fidelity. If any see her as weak or interim, they may slacken. She will need symbolic and real acts to show she leads, not just manages. Timing constraints and fixed calendars. Electoral timetables are often sacred. Deviating from them, issuing notices, making decisions must fit legal windows. There is no luxury of prolonged deliberation if deadlines are looming. Credibility hazards and public trust. If she is seen as biased, as favoring one side, or making inconsistent rulings, her legitimacy will melt fast. She must safeguard every move with optics, transparency, consistency. It's not enough to talk of pitfalls. Let's imagine what success would look like under her tenure, even as acting chair. Clear, well-publicized, fair decisions on candidate vetting with minimal court reversals. Electoral logistics that roll out on time and with minimal disruptions. Transparent communication, press briefings, data published, easily accessible for media and public. Internal harmony, commissioners, recs, field staff aligning behind direction. Resisting political interference or undue pressure, making decisions that can be defended rigorously. Building public trust, civil society, media, observers giving her gradual confidence. Laying groundwork so that when a substantive chair steps in, she hands over a commission on track with reforms advanced, not in crisis. If she can check some of these boxes, even in the acting period, she strengthens her position, legacy, and Nigerians' electoral credibility. As viewers, citizens, analysts, what signs should we watch to know how she's doing or philandering? Think of these as markers. Number one is a timetable. When Inec publishes key dates, nomination, primaries, election dates, and whether they are met. Two, candidates' clearance disputes and how they are resolved. Do parties feel treated fairly? Three, the number and nature of court challenges and reversal. If many decisions are overturned, that's a red flag. Number 4, Logistics Watch. Any report of delays, missing materials, accreditation failures, polling unit chaos. 5, Transparency and communication. Is Inec keeping the public in the loop, publishing data, responding to criticisms? Political noise. How strongly do powerful influencers push, and how she responds, pushback or coercion? Public civil society reaction. Observer groups, NGOs, media comments. Is trust rising or falling? 8. Internals, leaks, resignations, dissent inside Inec, indicators of internal conflict. If you see many red flags in these areas, it suggests she's struggling. If many green, she's gaining ground. So the question is, where does this leave us? Mrs. May Agbamuche takes on a heavy role at a critical crossroads. She has legal chops, institutional knowledge, internal legitimacy. Those are strong cards. But she steps in while on acting footing in a high stakes season with enormous pressure from all sides. If she plays it smart, incremental but steady improvement, strong defense of independence, open communication and tactical restraint, she might surprise many, but there is little room for error. One budge clearance decision, one logistics failure, or court reversal could decimate her credibility. At the end of the day, the health of Nigerians' democracy depends not just on who is chair, but how the entire system responds. Parties, courts, civil society, media, citizens. Mrs. Agbamuche-Mbu will be judged not just by what she does, but by how she weathers the storm. So buckle up. The coming months will tell us a lot about whether this transition was cosmetic or transformational. You all, let's have your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section below. Please subscribe to this channel if you have not already done that. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye for now.